Hello guys, welcome to this session. Our topic is the internet, and we're still discussing about the internet applications. So far in our previous video, we're discussing about the electronic mail, abbreviated as email. So today, let's discuss about the electronic learning, abbreviated as e-learning. So the e-learning is the learning conducted via the electronic media, typically on the internet, or simply it's the electronic learning, or typically meaning that you're using a computer to deliver part or all of a course, whether it's in a school, part of your mandatory business training, or just full distance learning course. So that's all about learning from the internet is what it is. Now, or you can simply say that e-learning is learning utilizing electronic technologies to access the educational curriculum outside of the traditional classroom. So all of these are the definitions of the e-learning. Now let's see the various advantages of this e-learning. The following are some of them. Uh, the first one, that you are able to link the various resources in several varying formats. So when you are using the e-learning, you can simply be able to access various formats of your own liking on how you can learn about the cause of some of the resources which you want. Take an example. You can have the formats of maybe PDF or PPT. All those are there just as the various resources in typical various formats. So that's the first advantage of the e-learning. The other one is that it is very efficient way of delivering courses online. So e-learning is very efficient way, or simply a very productive way of just delivering various courses that can be accessed through the internet or online. Rather than that, due to its convenience and flexibility, the resources are available from anywhere and anytime. E-learning is very flexible since it is linked to the internet, and you can access the internet all over the world. So the resources are just available for you from anywhere at any time which you want, as long as you have access to the internet. Rather than that, everyone who are part-time students or are just working full-time can take advantage of the web-based learning. Many people taking to this e-learning are mostly maybe those who are just part-time students, or they are just full working time. So they take advantage of this web-based learning. So it's very important, and it's beneficial for them as it helps them to have much activities that they can do along with learning. The other than that, the web-based learning promotes the active and the independent learning. So independent learning is that a person can learn various things himself, just accessing the various resources that are presented on the web. The other one is that as you have access to the net 24/7, you can train yourself anytime and from anywhere also. So it's very efficient, as you can learn from anywhere and at any time which you want all over the world. So that's very important, and that's very beneficial for a person that is in need to learn new things or new stuff. Let's move on to the disadvantages of the e-learning. There are mostly not many of the disadvantages, but here are some of them of the disadvantages. The first one, that most of the online assessments are limited to questions that are only objective in nature. So you cannot gain directly maybe face to face to someone just to obtain the answers that you want based on what you've learned. So the only most of the questions that are accessed to this e-learning are just very objective in nature, and you can get much of information as you would want simply from maybe from the traditional class. The other one is that there is also the problem of extent of security of online learning programs. So many online programs, these online learning programs, they are really insecurity, they are put in security. So this tends to be some kind of a problem to people who want to access the info, or to people who want to learn. So it's the problem of this extent of the security of these online learning programs. Rather than that, the authenticity of the particular student's work is also a problem, as online just about anyone can do a project rather than the actual student itself. So the authenticity of the particular student's work is that not everyone can be qualified to do some kind of a projects, or just put something out there on the internet that can be rather accurate. So this is one of the disadvantage, as things cannot be really accurate, or they cannot be particularly more providing information than it would have been maybe from the traditional classroom, where you get that a qualified teacher knows what he's doing and he can provide the information that you want. Other than that, the assessments that are computer marked generally have a tendency of being only knowledge based and not necessarily particularly or practicality needed or based. So the assessments, there are some of the assessments that are computer marked in various online courses. Generally, they just have a tendency of only knowledge based marking, and not necessarily practicality based on. So that's kind of being a problem, that it's just knowledge that you gain and cannot be more of the practical way. I hope it's clear, guys. Thank you for listening. We've discussed the e-learning, that is the electronic mail. I've seen the meaning of it, the various advantages and the disadvantages. Thank you.